Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have a new guitar to demo, the Squier Jazzmaster. So the intro that you hear me playing was just me here with a patch from my latest boutique amp tones for the Boss GT1000 and the Core one that I have here, straight into my MacBook Pro via USB, so it's in stereo, great tones. But you know, this guitar is one of those guitars that to be honest, I really was never too keen on this type of guitars. I really never liked them until now. And I think it's very beautiful, you know. This screams like grunge things and stuff like that, although he's a Jazzmaster. I don't know who plays jazz on these things. And I was a little bit baffled by these extra switches here on the top. But now I know what they do. Let me go back here so you guys can see better the guitar. So, in terms of specs, I'm not going to talk a lot about that. I'm just going to post it here on the video so you can read the specs. You can pause the video because I can't recall everything. But it's very well built. Really nothing special, you know, nothing bad to say about this guitar. That's what I mean. It's very well built. I don't know about an American one. I never tried one. So I can compare it for sure, but it's very solid at a certain way to it, and it's really soft playing, you know, it plays like a dream. But there's one thing here. Lately, on some of my guitars, I had some issues where the strings here, the string height, especially the strings like the G string, the D string, were always a little bit too high. No matter what you did with your tremolo or bridge, lower the strings, it didn't do anything. So later I found out about the neck pocket and the shims and stuff like that, and the angle of the neck towards the guitar. And this is one of those cases where the guitar actually, I've already put a shim here. I think it's 2.5 millimeters. Yeah, that's the way you say it. That I ordered from a company here that sells from SteelMac, you know, and it fixed the problem. But I think it's a shame. The guitar is not necessarily expensive, but the angle, you know, I just tilted a little back. It's up now, a little bit up on this part here, and that makes the whole guitar strings level with the fretboard, if that makes sense. I had this problem in especially my EVH guitars, where it was ridiculous, you know. No matter what you did, you always had like high strings, you know. The strings were very high in relation to the fretboard. Now that I did that after I restringed the guitar. So it's new strings, Ernie balls, 09 super slinkies like I always use, and now it's playable. But it was not playable when it came out, you know. For some guys, probably you don't care too much, but for me, I don't care too much if the action is a little bit higher than usual. But if you're doing like in the middle of these strings, it's too high, where you go from B string to the G, and you really feel like the G string is too high, you know, it doesn't make sense at all. So I don't know why they don't address this stuff, these kind of issues at factory. And this is not just for cheap guitars. There are also brands with much more expensive guitars that have this problem. So I don't know what goes into their minds, but it's one of those things that I really hate. But anyways, I did put the shim and problem solved. You can probably see a little bit of wood here where the neck joins the body. I don't know if you can see on the camera. It's not of the same color, of course. You can hide it, but I didn't really care about that. Now the pickups are something that I'm not really used to it, so they sound very different from all of my guitars. Also, the tremolo is kind of weird because you have a spring underneath here that makes... I thought this was going up and down. I really didn't know much about, and I still don't know much about Jaguars. Jazzmasters, I mean. On the headstock, This guitar is crafted in Indonesia, but it's very well built. You have, you know, the back of the neck. I knew you guys could not see on this angle, but anyways, it's all shiny, you know. Some guys don't like it. For me, it's the same. I don't sweat almost nothing when I'm playing guitar, so it's really comfortable to play. Stays in tune pretty well so far, but our brand new string, so if it goes out of tune a little bit, it's totally normal. And I'm using a patch here from my latest collection, or the Boss GT Core, and basically it's sort of a clean tone. I'm gonna run through the pickups, and I saw recently a video from Red Show. You guys probably know him, where he picked up one of his Squier Jazzmaster, and he changed pickups because they were too harsh for him. I really don't know, because I don't have a comparison guitar to, you know, to talk about that. And he changed the bridge as well as the pots and all the electronics. But he compared it to a lot of more expensive guitars, and this, I think it was one of his favorite guitars, just the upgrades that he did. I don't know if it's worth it or not, to be honest with you, but anyways. So you have a bridge pickup and a tone control here, all the way open. And let me put this recording, and it sounds like this. A little bit louder here. Has a little bit of reverb and delay, but just very subtle. So the chord tone is here. A little bit thin sounding. I don't see it's harsh, but it's really thin. Also depends on the amp that you're using, right? I can certainly increase my bass here and make it less thin, I think. But the overall tone is thin. Although I like it, you know, for those Squier moments, but it's very different from a Strat and a Tele, that I can assure you. Then you have both pickups. Very interesting, the combination now. Shimmy and fuller. Always hard to grab this thing. Also, Rothschild mentioned in his video that he didn't like the swing, or whatever you want to call it, of the whammy bar. For me, it's perfect. Does the thing perfectly. And I don't know, I want to create some patches dedicated to this guitar. You know, like, I don't know if I want to go grunge or surf, something like it's kind of associated with this guitar. I haven't delved too much into it or searched too much about guitar players that use this guitar. I know a few of them in the grunge scene and surf as well, but I have to search a little bit more. Then you have the neck pickup. Much warmer, you know, but still has that bite to it. And that's not because of the patch, because I've tested these patches with my Les Pauls and other Fenders, and they do sound different. This is really big. Whoops. I have some drive on this patch that I can engage here just to see what happens. This is always falling on the pedal board. But it's smooth and really cool. Now without the drive, same style of chords. It's going out of tune already, you can tell that. It sounds really cool. Now you have this switch that basically, I think, bypasses all the circuitry, but this pickup. And then you have a volume and this tone control. And what it does is basically darkens the tone. And if you want to go really dark, I'm going to go extreme with it. It sounds like this. I don't know if this, I really don't know about this. You can comment on the section below. It feels meant to, you know, to play jazz, being so dark. I have no idea, but you can also, Jesus, this is always falling, man. Sorry for this. You can always come and check it out. And it will sound different from the neck pickup by itself. Now if I disengage it, neck pickup the same. Much brighter, see? So it's kind of cool. I don't know the purpose of this. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, to be honest. It's just warmer. If I go down and use the same pickup and roll down the tone knob, now up, and roll down the tone knob on this one as well. So let's compare both. This is the circuitry, now the neck. There's always some more brightness to it, even with the tone totally rolled off. This one, more of extreme filter. So let's go again, put this in the middle. So many buttons to change, but it sounds really good, man. I have some patch here with more drive that we can test out just to see what happens. Okay, this one has effects like delay, reverb and stuff like that. The beginning of the video I was using some patch like this one. On the bridge. This is not designed to sound like grunge or something like that, more of a solo tone. I'm still getting used of the length of the neck, which is typical Fender, but it's like an SG is more, you know, going that way, almost running away. At least that's the feeling that I have. Let's darken this. Well, for chords. Open up the tone control. It certainly is different, and I think I can take advantage of this in some situations. So back to our bridge pickup, really bite. And this is a really dark tone, even in a Strat, so this guitar probably will cut through the mix. I have the treble really down. If I increase the treble here, it's really bitey. I don't know if it's harsh or not. It doesn't seem too harsh. On the neck. These pickups really sound different, and I really love them. Can they be upgraded? I have no idea. Probably because they are cheap pickups. You know, the guitar is $3.99, but the level of construction, I mean, the detail to almost perfection, it's here. So, you know, if you guys want to grab, let me just disengage this because this is going to knock down. So I just engage the tuner. If you guys want to grab one of these guitars and then change it to your heart's content and check out Red Shell video, maybe it's worth it because I'm really having mixed feelings about this guitar. I love the pickups, but sometimes in some patches, in some tones, it's kind of hard to define what really this is. Or maybe it's my lack of knowledge about Jazzmasters and Jaguars and guitars like that. But this is a shape that I used to hate, and now it's growing on me. Especially the headstock, because the headstock is kind of a mix between the larger headstock and the smaller one. This is not the biggest headstock, right? Correct me if I'm mistaken. Very shiny, had too much plastics on it for me. Like on the pick guard, which they're very hard to tear apart because then you have your potentiometers and stuff like that. There's always some plastic after you take it off. On the pickups here, behind it, you know, but that's here on the bridge as well. So I think that's pretty much normal, but the guitar is very well built. And one thing that I think I had a little bit of, I was unlucky maybe with this because the guitar came in a situation because probably of the weather. You can see it's very well defined, the grain of the wood, whatever wood, I think it's poplar or something like that. But the guitar was kind of wet, kind of humid, you know. And I put it here until it was good enough to play. And another thing I want to talk bad about this guitar, well, not necessarily totally bad, but something that I should mention, is the fact that probably because of the humidity that it brings, the fret edges, by the way, pretty nice, very rounded. They could be more rounded, and Red Shell also talks about that, but nothing too bad. Now the next thing was that this is kind of not really rosewood, I believe, but it was like really pallid, you know, not as dark as it's right now. So I used the clean thing to clean from Dunlop and then some oil. And when I was taking out the oil, you know, the thing to clean, the cloth, well, I'm always losing terms here, really went, no matter what I did, it was always dirty. And that I really noticed it when I was like doing like this, you know, on the frets. The frets was also a little bit dirt. You had all that noise from cheap guitars. But I think that was due to the fact that wherever this guitar came from, or the trip that it made, because I ordered here on a store in Portugal, but maybe it wasn't there, because the guitar, really the humidity was really big. You could touch the guitar and feel like your hands were wet. So, you know, taking that into account, maybe that was a problem, maybe not, I don't know. But for the price, I think this is an excellent guitar, and I always love Squiers. I think they're really bargains, and you can get great tones out of this guitar for a very small price. So I think I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet, and stay tuned because I'm gonna do a couple of packs. If you guys have ideas about tones that I should do for this guitar on the Katana, on the GT, whatever, please let me know in the comments below, because I really would love to know, so I could take more advantage of these pickups and what they really represent. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!